Friends, already we made the discussion related to the presentations of organic molecule and interconversions of organic molecule and the benefits of the various representations one over the other. These are all things we made the discussion. Now we will discuss some of the organic molecules are found to be optically active and those molecules are known as chiral molecules. The reason for chirality and the symmetry elements that are not to be present to make a molecule as chiral molecule, and if it is chiral then what it will shows, how to measure the chirality present in the molecules. Let us have a discussion. Yes, molecule whichever is maintaining symmetry, such kind of molecules are said to be symmetric molecules, and the symmetric molecules are optically inactive and those of all are said to be achiral molecules. So therefore organic molecules are divided into two categories. Molecules whichever are having symmetry, those of all are said to be symmetric molecules. Symmetric molecules are optically active. As a result of symmetry, they will become optically inactive. So symmetric molecules are optically inactive, and those molecules are technically known as achiral molecules. This is molecule as a whole. Whereas molecule whichever is not having symmetry are said to be unsymmetric molecules, and unsymmetric molecules are said to be optically active. And these optically active molecules are technically known as chiral molecules. Whereas to become chiral, certain symmetry elements are to be absent in the molecule. Under that conditions only molecule is known as unsymmetrical. That unsymmetrical molecule will become optically active. That optically active molecule is technically known as chiral molecule. And those symmetry elements are, one is sigma, that is plane of symmetry, and second symmetry element is center of symmetry, and third symmetry element is, that is rotation followed by reflection, that is improper axis of symmetry. If these symmetry elements are absent, then the organic molecule is known as asymmetric molecule. Every asymmetric molecule is optically active and that is known as chiral molecule. Yes, the first symmetry element that is eligible for discussion is plane of symmetry. Plane of symmetry generally it is indicated by sigma line, whereas plane is a double-sided mirror. Mirror, we know from one face it is reflecting. Suppose from the other face also if it is having the reflection properties, then such kind of double-sided mirror is known as plane. Plane is generally represented by writing this symbol, whereas plane a two-dimensional portion, hence it is represented like this. Whereas an organic molecule is said to have plane of symmetry when an imaginary plane cuts the organic molecule into two identical halves in such a way that one is acting as mirror image of the other. So imaginarily with this plane we are bisecting the molecule. We are not dividing. That dividing of the molecule into two equal halves in such a way that one half is acting as mirror image to the other. If such a process occurs, then that particular molecule with respect to that plane is said to have plane of symmetry, and if the molecule is having plane of symmetry, it is known as symmetrical molecule and it will becomes optically inactive. So therefore a molecule which is bisected by an imaginary plane into two equal halves which are mirror images to one another, then that molecule is said to have plane of symmetry with respect to the plane. Thus what we can write the definition as, yes, we can write the definition as an imaginary plane that has to bisect the molecule into two equal halves in such a way that one half is acting as mirror image to the other, then with respect to the plane molecule is said to have plane of symmetry. Molecule is becoming symmetric molecule. If molecule is symmetric molecule, then molecule will become optically inactive. Let us go for the examples related to the molecules having plane of symmetry. Generally, eclipsed molecules are chosen, or eclipsed representations are generally the better representations to say a molecule whether it is having plane of symmetry or not, and the eclipsed representation is present in Fisher form, and whereas in Sahar's form also it is present, but viewing in Sahar's form will becomes difficult. So therefore, here for the plane presentation or the plane related assumptions, plane related symmetry measurements, we will take the help of the Fisher presentation. Let us take an imaginary molecule in Fisher representation. This is A, this is B, and this is C. If the same valencies are present here, A followed by B followed by C. Suppose after keeping a plane like this, then A is acting as mirror images to the A, C is acting as mirror images to C, B is acting as mirror images to B, and similar this chiral carbon is acting as mirror images to the other. Like this particular molecule, that is carbon followed by ABC of this model and carbon followed by ABC of this, is having plane of symmetry, hence this molecule is said to have symmetry, and this molecule will become achiral because it is symmetric molecule. And I write another one specific example. This is mesotartaric acid, COOH functional group followed by OH followed by H and H. This is tartaric acid, and this particular tartaric acid is known as mesotartaric acid, and here it is having chiral carbon 1, chiral carbon 2. See here, now if I keep the imaginary plane like this, with respect to this plane, the top carbon atoms hydrogen and hydrogen are having planarity mirror image relation. For this is mirror image, for this it is mirror image. Similarly, the top every of particular valence and the carbon are having their mirror as bottom. For the bottoms, top elements are acting as mirror images. Thus, here top and bottom are acting as mirror images to one another. The total molecule first off is acting as mirror images to the other. Like this, in this molecule, symmetry is there with respect to the plane. Hence, we can say this molecule is having plane of symmetry. Molecule is symmetrical, molecule is chiral. Thus, molecule will become optically inactive. Yes, let us go for the molecules like this. And in this molecule, if I assume plane is present like this, with respect to this plane, the top half as well as bottom half are acting as images to one another, mirror images to one another. Similarly, with respect to this plane also, the top portion half as well as bottom portion half are acting as mirror images to one another. Here hydrogen and hydrogen, OH and OH, methyl and methyl. Hence, these two compounds are having symmetry with respect to the plane. These are associated with plane of symmetry. Hence, molecule is symmetrical, molecule is chiral, molecule will become optically inactive. Thus, these molecules are having plane of symmetry. The next molecule having plane of symmetry, that is 1,3 cyclopentane diol. In this, imaginarily I am expecting a plane like this. This plane is bisecting the molecule into two equal halves, passing through C1 carbon, passing through C2 carbon, followed by passing in between. Here suppose this is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 in between, and here this half is acting as mirror images to the other. Hence, this molecule bisects the plane bisects the molecule in two equal halves in such a way that first half is acting as mirror images to the second. Hence, with respect to this plane, molecule is said to have plane of symmetry, and molecule becomes symmetric, molecule is achiral, that is molecule is optically inactive. Center of symmetry, an imaginary point and center is present in certain molecules in such a way that every line drawn through that point is maintaining same atmospheres at both ends. If such a point is present, then with respect to that point which is known as center, molecule is having symmetry, and molecule is said to have symmetry with respect to the center is known as center of symmetry. Whereas in order to express this particular center of symmetry, basically Sahar's presentation is the best presentation, because in Sahar's The connectivity is present on the atoms are present 180 degrees apart, that is anti to one another. In this case, suppose this is valency A, this is valency A, and this is valency B, this is valency B, this is valency C, and this is valency C. In writing of the stereoisomers, in interchanging of the rules related to the event rule related to the functional groups or the valencies connected on the carbon atoms, if you get such kind of adjustment, suppose here I am expecting a center, an imaginary point. With this, if a line is drawn, this line at both ends are maintaining same situation, this line at both ends maintaining same situation, this line at both ends also maintaining the same situation. Like this, an imaginary point which is known as center present in the molecule is having same atmosphere at both ends, then with respect to that center we can say molecule is having symmetry, and that one is known as center of symmetry. Yes, another example is a properly substituted 2,3 dihydroxy butane dione. In this, if it is present like this in one of its isomeric form, it is having symmetry, that is center of symmetry with respect to the valencies connected on the both carbon atoms. Hence, with respect to this center, molecule is having symmetry, and we can say molecule is having center of symmetry. If any molecule is having center of symmetry, that molecule is symmetric molecule, and that molecule is achiral molecule, and that molecule is not having any kind of optical activity. The next and the last symmetry element eligible to direct the to decide the optical activity of the organic molecule is improper axis of symmetry, that is rotation followed by planarity applied perpendicular to the rotation. If reflects or if results the same compound, then same compound implies the similar structure, then within that molecule we can expect that it is having improper axis of symmetry. This is also one of the symmetry element. If this symmetry element is also present, molecule is said to have symmetry, and it is becoming optically inactive, and that is also known as what? Achiral molecule. Whereas this is very rare case, we will find very minimum number of examples. Suppose in case of allene system, this is allene, whereas these are present in plane HA and HB, and these are present perpendicular to this. Suppose this is HC as well as HD is there. All are different connectivities. Otherwise, I can say this one has A and B, and this one has some X and Y connectivities are there. And for this particular molecule, in this direction, I am applying 180 degrees, that is C2 rotation I am applying. As a result of C2 rotation, here what happens is, not C2, here I am applying C4. C4 implies what here? That is 90 degrees apart, this molecule is rotated in such a way, that is here also you can expect the same AB here. Whereas after rotating by 90 degrees, this particular one will goes down and this particular one will goes up. This will become A, this will become B, whereas these two will become planar. This is A and this is B. Followed by, if I apply a mirror, here I am applying mirror. As a result of application of mirror, it appears like this. Here I am writing. So it appears as this is A, this is B, followed by this will be your A and this will be your B. Whereas here the molecule whichever is present in the beginning and after application of rotation followed by reflection, it results the similar structure, and thus in this molecule we can say that molecule is having C4 improper axis of symmetry, molecule is having symmetry, molecule is achiral, molecule will become optically inactive. Yes, in case of allene, after doing a rotation of 90 degrees in this direction, here the planar hydrogens will become non-planar, so therefore the planar hydrogens are converted as one as below the plane and one as above the plane, and non-planar hydrogen atoms become a part of the planarity, followed by application of the perpendicularity, that is plane perpendicular to the rotational axis. Now here it appears its mirror images over here, two hydrogens are in this plane, and hydrogen below the plane here, hydrogen above the plane here. This appears as similar structure to that of the first structure, hence it is having improper axis of symmetry. Thus molecules whichever are having improper axis of symmetry are found to be symmetric, optically inactive, because they are achiral in nature. Thus with this, it is the conclusion that in any organic molecule having either plane of symmetry or center of symmetry or improper axis of symmetry, if any one of them is present, a collection of any of the combinations are present, then molecule is said to be symmetric molecule, that is optically inactive. We can say that symmetrical molecule as achiral molecule. If any of these are absent, if all of these are absent, yes, plane of symmetry absent, center of symmetry is absent, improper axis of symmetry is absent, then molecule is said to be asymmetric molecule. That molecule will become optically active molecule, and technically that molecule is known as chiral molecule. Yes, optical activity and the practical measurement of optical activity. Here the ordinary light, in that the light waves are going to be vibrating in all directions, whereas if that ordinary light is passed through the Nicol prism, the light waves are vibrating in one plane, hence that is said to be plane polarized light. Such kind of plane polarized light is passed through the organic material, if it is liquid, originally from the liquid, or if it is a solid by dissolving in a proper solvent through a cuvette. Whereas what happens is this plane polarized light deviates from its original path if it is optically active. If it is not active, whatever the plane polarized light is there in the same direction within the plane, and in its original direction the plane polarized light will maintain, it never maintains any kind of deviation. Those of all are said to be optically inactive molecules. Optical inactivity is due to what? Achirality. But whereas if molecule is chiral, molecule is non-symmetric, molecule is dissymmetric, in that case what happens is there will be some deviation in the direction of the plane polarized light. They may be rotated towards the clockwise, they may be rotated, that is plane polarized light may be deviated from its original path and can attain a non-clockwise direction also. This is our case 1 as well as the case 2. Whereas in case 1, the plane polarized light deviates from its original path. Now it is attained a clockwise direction, that is said to be dextrorotatory, indicated by small d. That particular value is said to be plus x degrees. Similarly here, if the plane polarized light deviates from its original path after passing through the compound, and if it is attaining negative direction, then that is said to be the anticlockwise. Anticlockwise is known as LIGO compound, generally indicated by small l. Whereas here that rotational value theta will becomes equal to some minus x degrees. This is optical activity value for the dextrorotatory complexes. This is optical activity value for the levorotatory complexes. Some x degrees, some y degrees. But whereas this optical activity value practically we measured from the polarimeter are dependent on many of the factors, like here the wavelength of the light that we are using, the nature of the compound, the length of the cuvette that we are using, the concentration of the substance and the solvent whatever we are taking. Many factors can influence to make it standardized. The standard conditions are taken into account. In many of the cases, whatever the many varieties, many possibilities are there, those of all are restricted to minimum varieties. Thus we are defining materials related one of the property, that is optical rotation, as a characteristic property. In that discussion of, or in the mean of doing of this particular property as an intensive property, some values are taken as arbitrarily constant values, like wavelength as a fixed value, temperature as a constant value, cuvette length as constant, followed by the concentration as also an optimum measures are to be taken. Under that conditions, whatever the optical rotational value is there, its sign always remains the same, and it is converted to some other constant fixed value for every material, and that is known as its corresponding specific rotation. factors affecting on the rotational value of the optically active organic molecules. Those are nature of the substance. It is the characteristic property. Some compounds may have higher value of rotation, some compounds may have lower value of rotation, and moreover here this rotational value depends on nature of the substance. It is a characteristic feature. And nature of the solvent that what we taken for the dissolution of the substance is also as influencing factor. Some solvents are having higher rotational values, some solvents are having lower rotational values. Whereas concentration of the solution what we made, its concentration is also influencing factor for the optical rotational value. Whereas observed rotational value depends on these of all things, wavelength of light that we used also. And here the temperature also one of the influencing factor. Similarly, path length, the cubit length is also one of the influencing factor. To minimize these many varieties of things and to make it very specific, here nature of substance is characteristic property, we can't do anything. Nature of the solvent what we are taken for the measuring, that depends on the solubility. Sometimes we may take lower soluble components as solvents, higher polarity containing solvents as the solvents. Like this, that has to be mentioned. Whereas concentration is generally mentioned in terms of grams per ml. Similarly, wavelength of light. The wavelength of light used is for the standard maintenance of standard condition, that is 589 nanometers, and temperature is generally maintained as 25 degrees centigrade, and path length is generally measured in terms of decimeters. Like these standards are to be taken. This has one of the standard 25 degrees centigrade. This has one of the standard, that is 589 nanometers. Though you may dissolve any grams in any ml, grams per ml units are generally taken to measure the rotation standard conditions, that is specific rotation, and here it is measured in decimeters. Whatever the value is obtained, that is the observed rotation divided by L into C, because we made here this is characteristic and we mentioned the solvent under which conditions it was done. Whereas concentration is one of the influencing factor and length is one of the influencing factor. Remaining two, that is wavelength followed by temperature, are generally mentioned with the measured value followed by keeping alpha in the box followed by the suffix temperature, and at the prefix lambda values are maintained, and this particular rotational value is said to be specific rotation, whereas this specific rotation is constant for a material, and the specific rotation value will becomes equal to observed rotation divided by L into C, where L is concentration of the material made, that is in terms of grams per ml. L is the length of the cubit, path length in which particular transparent vessel it was measured, that is measured in decimeters, whereas concentration is concentration of the solution, that is measured in terms of grams per ml. If I calculate the corresponding specific rotation value with the help of the observed rotation values, it always remains constant, and it is known as what? Specific rotational value. Whatever the sign convention is there for the observed rotation, the same sign convention is present for the specific rotation. But thing is, quantity is modified, quantity is adjusted, quantity will be fixed, and such kind of fixed rotational value, the fixed conditions are here. Concentration generally measured in grams per ml, wavelength is measured for 589 nanometers, temperature is 25 degrees centigrade, path length is taken as 1 decimeter as unit, concentration 1 gram for 1 ml as the reference. Under those conditions, whichever the rotational value comes, that rotational value is known as its corresponding specific rotational value. Yes, here is a question for us. Calculate the specific rotation of an organic compound when its rotational value is measured by using sodium D line vapor lamp having 589 nanometers, when 2 grams of the compound is dissolved in 1.5 ml of the solvent and is present in 20 centimeters of polarimeter, and the corresponding the optical rotational value is found to be, observed value is found to be in clockwise direction, that is 20 degrees. Now here it is present in a cubit of particular length is 20 centimeters, and in which the concentrations measured are the 2 grams is present in 1.5 ml. This is 2 grams of substance is present in 1.5 ml. Now under this particular cuvette with this concentration it is present, as a result the theta value is found to be 20 degrees. Specific rotation value measured at corresponding 589 nanometers followed by temperature 25 degrees centigrade. Expect that this experiment is executed under the same conditions. That will becomes equal to observed rotational value divided by L into C, where L is path length in decimeters. Decimeter is, every decimeter is consisting 10 centimeters, and concentration has to be present in terms of grams per ml. So therefore theta value is plus 20 degrees, whereas this plus 20 degrees divided by L value, L is found to be how much here? The length of polarimeter is 20 centimeters. 20 by 10, because I am expecting that value in decimeters, followed by concentration grams per ml, 1.5 ml, 2 grams. So therefore 2 grams followed by 1.5. These are the conditions. If I make 1 decimeter as the unit, yes, whatever the decimeters are there, I am dividing implies what? In 1 decimeter, 1 gram for 1 centimeter, 1 gram for 1 ml conditions, followed by 589, 25 degrees centigrade. Under these conditions, whatever the measured value will be there, that will become the specific rotational value. So therefore I am making here the observed rotational value as specific rotational value by dividing that one with the concentrations in terms of grams per ml and length in terms of decimeter over here. So this will becomes equal to 20 divided by 2 into 2 divided by 3 into 2. So therefore that resultant value, once again 20 divided by 4 into 2, that is into 3, yes, this will become equal to 5. 15 by 2 is equal to what? Plus 7.5 degrees. This is known as its corresponding specific rotational value. There may be many varieties of questions. Theta value is provided. You may ask what is specific rotational value. Specific rotation is provided. What is maybe the theta value, and you may ask what is the length in decimeters and centimeters. What is the concentration in grams per ml. All things followed by this one variety of question. All things followed by this one variety of question, all provided by length in centimeters and the decimeters, concentration in grams per ml. Like this 4 to 5 varieties of questions can be framed over this. One thing that we have to remember is whatever the measured the rotational values are there, those are observed optical rotational values. These observed optical rotational values are made into standard condition, that is a specific value. That specific value is said to be the specific rotation. Specific rotation is obtained, yes, nature of compound and nature of solvent. Solvent is also generally under specific conditions. Yes, here I have to inform in methanol, in ethanol, in given solvent I have to mention. So therefore solvent here we are mentioned, followed by 589 nanometers containing sodium D lamp is generally used as the wavelength. Everywhere temperature is maintained as 25 degrees centigrade. Concentration is generally taken in grams per ml, 1 gram for 1 ml, 2 gram for 2 ml. If it is not there, you have to make up the concentration to that level. And the length of the cuvette has to be taken as in decimeter, 1 decimeter as standard. If other decimeters are there, with respect to that number it has to be divided. Thus by making these of all, that is solvent, temperature, wavelength and the concentration and the cuvette length as it is fixed values, what may be the obtained rotational value is there, that is very specific, is known as specific rotational value. Thus questions can be to calculate the specific rotation, else from all these followed by what is the value of rotation under given conditions, and what is the length and how many decimeters are there, and what might be the concentration, how many grams are present for how many mLs. Such many varieties of questions can be framed over the optical rotation and the observed rotational values. So we made a conclusion that molecules whichever are not having symmetry, molecules whichever are having dissymmetry are found to be optically active, known as chiral molecules. Optical activity is measured in a special instrument is known as polarimeter, and the observed rotational value is said to be the observed rotational value, whereas that one made as a unique value, specific value under standard conditions by maintaining a proper solvent in association with a proper wavelength, proper temperature, proper path length followed by the proper concentrations is known as specific rotation. Generally indicated by writing alpha in box followed by superscript as wavelength 589 nanometer, subscript as temperature 25 degrees centigrade. In a given solvent, whatever the value is obtained, this value is said to be what? Specific rotational value. One thing that we have to remember is sign convention for the observed rotation and the specific rotation will be same, magnitude might changes. This value is always referred as the constant value under given conditions of solvent, and this particular value is everywhere common for every variety of material at every place of the earth, and this is known as specific rotational value.